Those of you who don't know, DDX is rather good Argentinian player.
Yes, he is from Argentina.
These guys are mostly Argentinian.
Yes,
right?
that's what.
So yeah, he's rather good Argentinian player. There's a rumor that he's a scripter, but either way, it still doesn't change the fact quite individually talented. Played with him on a team. He was playing with 150 ping, 200 ping constantly, and it didn't matter.
Gaming. He has played with the legendary Blitz Dota, I believe, as well.
Yeah.
And they pick up the Beastmaster, very stable, very good hero.
Currently, Vulture Gaming are still in the running for the playoffs of the round robin. That's because they've only lost 3 of their matches. They are right now neck and neck with Drinking Boy. Well, 4 of their matches.
Hey, Drinking Boys almost took a game off Cole.
I know, that was... Ooh, complexity. It was like complexity and Lion share more than just drafting style, apparently. They also seem to choke.
Oh, come on. There's lots of teams that have that in common.
10 seconds
remaining. But in this qualifier, when they're expected to be top 3,
5 seconds.
Well, they haven't looked, struggling. I mean, they haven't looked the greatest. Maybe their disappointing run at Manila sort of dampened some spirits, lowered morale, made them doubt themselves. Doubted themselves enough for FDL to
take the game.
Yeah, take that game off of them, man.
Do you think FDL's a better team complexity?
No, I don't.
I don't think so either.
I don't. I think there were tons of, I wouldn't say uncharacteristic mistakes out of Cole, but it was just they played a lot worse than they normally.
This will be the very first game of FDL since they got into the regionals, where they will not Oracle. So we'll see how much better they are.
Stan King does like that hero a lot. He plays a pretty Oracle, but I think it's like
10 seconds remaining.
There are so many other heroes. Like I watched the games where he fell on that hero. There are also so many other heroes that same thing, or maybe something a little better. Like he got a snipe off on a courier, but you know.
Lion. We do that with Phoenix. Lion, not terribly surprising. Was just about to say that hero. If it's not Disruptor with Phoenix, it's gonna be Lion with Phoenix. Just because you want a heavy disabler and you're facing a Wisp, etc., etc. Disables and burst damage, pretty favorable here. Vulture Gaming, just kind of ignore that Wisp for now and let the strategy play itself out. Looks like it could be a bit of a push strategy.
They got the auras,
very heavily push strategy.
And then Venge also serves a dual purpose. Swap out some node.
Yeah. Do you think this is a Drove strat?
10 seconds.
They have Venge Dro top. They have something Wisp
very possible.
Mid.
Very possible.
Because that would help you also bully out what is now also kind of expected, the Timbersaw 4th pick for FDL.
They do go Dro. It's not a lot of magic to get through it. If you have enough damage, the Dro or
yeah, and you push early enough where Timbersaw doesn't have
5 seconds remaining.
He still doesn't have starting armor, where he just has the Bloodstone and he has reactive armor, obviously, but he doesn't have, 15 armor to start with because he has plate mail. Then your physical damage can still be effective. They will have problems with gap closers, Faceless Void, Timbersaw, both very mobile. Lion potentially mobile if he gets his Blink Dagger up early enough. Ursa Warrior.
Instead
okay.
they go for the They go for Ursa and Dire, and they do have a really good Roshan lineup, but I don't know. How do you feel about the Ursa matchup against Ursa?
No, I think it's good against all these heroes.
Yeah. I think it's like whatever against Void. It's also good against Phoenix.
5 seconds remaining.
I can tell you, playing Ursa is really annoying because it's just like playing a Morphling. He's gonna get all the last hits on you, and he's got this sustained damage that always makes you a little bit like you can't actually go.
Well,
forward.
we also don't know if that's an offlane Void either.
Yeah, that's true.
He's played
Offlane Lena again. I can't believe that worked.
I think we'll let it work, not that it actually worked.
But yeah, I think Ursa's effective versus all these heroes. Burst damage against Void, Timbersaw, fast attack speed versus Phoenix. I really like this, actually. I think Vulture are drafting rather well. I was a little bit nervous about the whole first pick Wisp. That, like, unless you're a team that is well renowned for their Wisp play, I'm automatically going to be a little bit fearful of Wisp first, just because I don't think that hero does.
Well, maybe Vulture makes a name for themselves here in their Wisp.
By beating legendary team friendship dedication.
By beating Bisa. Very.
Dire team ban.
I mean, you scoff at this team, but all these guys have actually been around for a while in North America, and they're known within the scene. The CNC is a young,
10 seconds remaining.
pretty gifted pub star.
5
Pub
seconds.
star
Got the right
turned
attitude.
qualifier team now. Yeah, Fluff said he's a calm guy.
Reserve time.
A lot of people praise his individual. Stan King has grabbed a bunch of guys together that drafting and believe in his ability. Bisa,
Dire
everybody,
team pick.
well, a lot
Very
of people know
talented
him,
player.
Yeah, no, for the most part, probably the best player in the UK. Franzi is Elf Frenzy from back in Dota 1. Played with AUI 2000 a lot. Been around for a very long time. Gifted himself.
10
Then
seconds remaining.
MJW, Mike Guy White, was once considered
5 seconds
one of
remaining.
the best players out of North America.
It's funny how many,
Reserve time.
I don't know, just every iteration of North American Dota, you have players like that.
Yeah,
are
I mean,
like,
he had school, and then like
Yeah.
back when he was like up in
10
Dota wasn't as
seconds
big as it
remaining.
is now, so it's
Yeah.
not something to fully pursue.
ooh,
Whoa.
Radiant team
okay. He's dealing with a Lion and a Faceless Void. But
I,
it beats Timbersaw in lane, I believe. It has to, right?
Does it? I don't.
I mean,
I think
10
it's.
seconds
if it
remaining.
loses to Timbersaw, then this is
Here's the thing.
not a...
I think Spirit's just a really bad hero now.
Yeah, sure. I mean, you're picking it into Faceless Void and Lion. The only reason in my head that you pick it up is at very
Yeah.
least it has to be Timbersaw in lane,
I mean,
right?
they're probably thinking that this is like a comp pick. They just want to try
Yeah.
something out. Who knows? Like, I don't think it. I think it does okay against Timbersaw, but you can the mana
now.
change to Remnant really hurts in your melee matchups now. Like,
Yeah.
it's okay, but your transition to mid game is going to be rough just because ulti change is bad. And now you have to. FDL gets a last pick Terrorblade. That dude has like an 80% win rate this qualifier. Void disconnects. We see Quals. All right, let's do predictions, dude.
Let's see. So I have Bisa for highest damage.
Yeah, I think that's super easy.
That's pretty clear. Last player to be killed, I think Ursa.
Wait. Oh, so
What is
this?
Faceless Void facing?
Is this last player to be? Okay, so the player
The
that
very last player to receive a death.
Okay.
So I think
So not at the end of the.
it's
the
not at the
game?
end of the game.
Okay.
No. This is like 10 minutes in. Somebody has 0 deaths. I think Faceless Void could be an option because his lane isn't that threatening.
Maybe Storm or Ursa.
I think Storm is likely to get ganged.
It depends on how, right. I could see a scenario where Storm.
I just can't imagine. I think that first Chronosphere, if it's not a smoke rotation from the Lion, then it's the first Chronosphere that
So
catches
we
the
got-
Storm.
Ursa.
I think Timber, Ursa are probably the best ones.
I'll go with Timber.
I'll go with Ursa.
Full number of player deaths by
God.
10 minutes. Oh my god.
I mean, you know, it's an Ursa draft, so you know this is a possibility. There's no way FDL don't get caught. Right? Right?
Well, they are
11 to
moving
15, I have
towards.
no
They
idea.
are. They are moving. Ursa's just hitting. Or Roshan, not half health quite. Oh, all right, they're fine.
Yeah, there, Megas. All right, FDL are just like, oh hey.
Oh, Visa. Oh, he's got a 5-hero reflection. Oh, the Ravage comes out from the Lion.
Jesus. All right, Sunray.
Sunray,
very
good
good
hero.
ability as well. Very good ability. How is none of Vulture dead yet?
Are you serious?
Wow.
What?
They
What?
get caught inside the Roshan pit where they're already
They get
kind
a
of low.
5-hero reflection.
5-hero
a
reflection.
3-hero impale.
Did FDL just not focus one hero very well?
Like it. How did nobody died?
Battle begins.
Whist is a great hero, but you can't heal. Somebody healing some?
Well, on the bright side, FDL does get both bounty runes.
And on the bright side of Vulture, they haven't lost the game yet. Because they attempted to level 1 Roshan with Ursa.
They
and that was
failed.
fairly obvious.
And they got 5-hero reflection.
And now Toon God has Iron Talent. Fortunately, no
No boar.
Tangos to start with, and no boar. So I have no idea how you actually get level 2, but
I mean, you just
gonna be
go
rough.
and you Iron Talon, and then you hit the camp. That's all you really can do, right?
yeah.
Yeah, we could have been so wrong in our predictions there.
Oh man, I bet Aegis counts towards not having a death too. So if Ursa had like actually gotten the Roshan that picks up the Aegis, like he's most definitely the hero that dies last.
Oh, CCNC?
CC, yeah.
All right, I lost.
There you go
I picked
down.
the Timber Saw.
Oh, you already did lose, huh? All right, my boy Ursa Algadon. Never heard of you before this qualifier, but my boy now. Other than that, with Storm Spirit, I guess this is the way that the Storm Spirit definitely beats Timbersaw.
Yeah.
If he's got all the... I think without it, it's probably fairly even matchup.
Probably just because Timber Saw can just back HP from
Yeah.
tanking creeps.
Storm's gonna take some Whirling Death damage. Oh. Yeah, this is the annoying thing. Fury swipes. I think they buffed it in like the last patch or something, where it used to be 15 seconds. Now it's 20 seconds. It's either last patch or the patch before that. Buffed it up even more. I remember thinking like, oh god, that means my Faces Void versus Ursa matchups are like even more difficult, because he just swipes you, like he hits you twice, and then for 20 goddamn seconds you have to stay away from him. Otherwise, he hits you again. He counter, and there's another 20 seconds.
Dire's bottom tower
It's got the
is under
Blightstone Orb of Venom combo.
On the Ursa.
Yeah.
Man, if only Stan King over here had used that haste rune to invade the jungle, he could have found Toon God, who is very low jungling. His way through now. He's recovered since level 1 attack Dora, Inner Beast.
And
Pick up.
the Wisp saving Voltor's lanes here after that disastrous start.
Yeah.
Not as disastrous as...
Save them in the Roshan fight, got blood for TDX, saving Toon God's jungle. He's doing everything right.
This just got a free lane though, he's already pressuring the tower. It looks like the Beastmaster is just abandoned the off lane despite the... or not a lane.
This is the right play. I hate it when I watch carries who have a free lane and they don't pressure the
tower, yeah.
That's one thing that I think like keenly noticed this. But Tumbaban on like the least likely hero to push towers early on Slark, he's always harassing the tower. He has a free lane and he knows like it's better to start chipping away at it now while you can. Just
and
efficient.
then you force, maybe you force a rotation from a support,
Yeah.
or the offlaner to the back end. That's what Dota's about now. It's just making the enemy do things that they don't want to do. Optimal plays.
Lion up here at the top lane trying to protect MJW. He's having a pretty good time, it seems. He's level 4. He's got 6. Yes. now he's gonna find Visco. Obviously, they don't really have the lockdowns to ever really kill him, so unless he makes a pretty big blunder, he should always survive in this lane.
He's actually almost even. JW is on CS.
Pretty bad.
Is very bad.
Vulture
Not the case.
trying to make that rotation to stop the push. Beastmaster, FDL, we're in position to try and actually gank that Beastmaster. At the very least, even if the gank wasn't successful, they are still keeping him mostly out of experience range and out of pull range. As you can see, the creeps stay on the tower, and Isa, the last hit.
No, I think you're really seeing this. Like. Bench. To be fair, bench.
Yeah, I mean, you just don't. I think that's actually
I
the
mean,
play. You
well,
don't zone him out. You just pull and
you have
as much
to
as possible.
You have to work in conjunction with your safe lane carry to zone him out. Hard, but Void shouldn't.
Forcing out the time walk.
Yeah, I mean that's what you have to do. Ursa's not gonna get not gonna get farm because you have to spend some time hitting the void, but better than almost even CS with you.
Yeah, and now it's too late because he's level 5, so you force him to time walk, he's not actually punished that much by it because it's a 12-second cooldown as opposed to the 24-second cooldown it was at level 1. Yeah, you're absolutely right. They needed to pressure him earlier, force out time walks, make him waste time. Happen. He's got enough experience that he can't be punished any longer. And a successful gank from FDL. On to DDX. Sure enough, the smoke gank came in. The Lion Phoenix. Very powerful ganking duo. Made it so even the Wisp couldn't stop that damage.
It's just go to that gank. He's like, alright, I don't want to lane anymore. Just gonna go X.
This is why like Storm Spirits, you hit level 5, you always go jungle. Not even a question, because
It's not worth it.
the enemy team
You
always
don't want to
gank
take
you.
the risk of getting ganked, delaying your.
Especially with a Wisp on your team, you know you've got stacks to work off of.
Dire's middle tower is under
It's a
attack.
bit of a strategic blunder there from DDX, trying to make the laning phase work for him instead of just defaulting to the safe option. Isa, meanwhile, he's going to have a Dragon Lance very early on, and he can't really be challenged. The Storm Spirit is certainly not doing well enough in mid lane to put pressure on bottom. They need the Beastmaster to have his level 6 at bare minimum, and then I think it would be a risky play to try and gank the Terrorblade. Easily see that gank turn around.
Thing that makes Storm even meta is that everyone picks pretty tanky, hard to kill cores now.
Yeah.
And like when Storm excelled is when it's like flop or not the all right, production, get out of here. Yeah, and so it's so much harder for Storm to get offs in this meta.
Yeah. Just because you're so reliant on being able to burst a hero down, and can't do that anymore. Certainly not cores. Terra finally going to be able to go for Roshan, but it's likely to be contested.
Yeah,
And
the TB Illusion's making their way over right now.
if you can't actually get on with an Ursa team, then you've already got some really big issues. To slow down the tempo of your game. There's like, I mean, there's some points to pick up Ursa outside of Sean, but only one of the major pros of this hero.
So what Vulture need to really do here is Beastmaster's hit 6 now. Get a smoke gank off on I would say your ideal target's Terrorblade.
Dire's top tower
Obviously,
is
most
under
net worth.
attack. Dire's structures are fortified.
Bottom lane, right? They need to be able to do.
I feel like that smoking or that smoke that they didn't never should have been for going for rope.
Yeah, they did not have the
Dire's
control.
top tower is under attack.
Yeah, they needed to pick first. Even if it would have been somewhat obvious with the way that MJW is playing very far forward in the top lane, he would have told you, hey, Ursa's missing, etc. They should have at least tried to go for this.
Yeah, at least you make
on the Terrorblade.
FDL respond to you.
Yeah.
Rather
Dire's
than
top tower
right
is
now,
under
FDL is free to sort of do whatever they want because the Ursa are so busy trying to get up their own. They finally do make another smoke rotation. It's with the Venge Master, and it looks like they are going towards that safe lane.
So they've got the right idea. We'll see if it works out though, because Lion is
Dire's top tower
sitting real
is
close to
under attack.
Bisa for
And
the
they ping it
most
out.
part.
They know he's farming.
Wrap on through. Smoke is going to pop Stan King. He's the one to pop it, and doesn't look like they're going to be able to catch Bisa in time.
Yeah, they waited too long to try thing, and by that time, you know,
Dire's top tower
almost any
is under
experienced
attack.
carry player is going to know, all right, something's up right now. They're
Yeah.
not showing the map. So Whisper just sort of farming the aggressively.
Bisa very routinely abandons his by 10 minutes too.
Very
Dire's
experienced
is under attack.
playing the carry.
Gotta keep the memes alive. And just like that, they've lost their tier 1 tower, and we're not even going to see a guaranteed Roshan falling into Vulture Gaming's hand in exchange once again. Interrupted halfway through. He's going to clear through the Roshan, pick up the Aegis, but now the question is whether or not FDL are going to be able to capitalize on just their positioning. They actually missed the Hex there, and as a result, Toon God is down. He just run over by the Timber Saw, the rest of Vulture Gaming, not having anything to be able to help their ally out.
But hey, if you're Vulture Gaming there, you take that. You definitely take. You got the Roshan go.
Yeah.
You got the 8. Just all you had to sacrifice was a Beastmaster that's already sort.
Dire's
Could have been so much
structures
worse.
are fortified.
Could have been so much worse.
Radiant's bottom
Story of
tower
this game
is
so
under
far.
attack. Dire's middle tower is under
Top 3 net
attack.
worth all in the favor of FDL. I would like to say that's purely because they've taken a but it's also they, for the most part, won their laning phase. They are going to be able to take that tier 2.
The bright side is that Storm is not that far behind. The downside is that Storm is an awful hero.
Storm Spirit definitely needs to be ahead.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
We have
force
even
that- yeah.
the same kind of like impact that he used.
You look at it, he's level 9 now, he hasn't made any of the jumps that we've typically seen out of Storm Spirits in the past, and it's because it feels like he can't kill anyone on it. Yo.
Yep, and he's probably right about that. He has, or like, if he was able to pick up it by like 14-15 minutes, he could start throwing like the face voids, Fireblade. But
6.
this is now going to be their 3rd smoke gank that could fail. DDX doesn't have a disable, so
Look at that,
it's not
he
going to be able to
jumps.
slow them down.
Jumps, I wouldn't even consider that like too long of a distance, and he's like at less than half
Dire's
mana.
bottom tower is under
If he
attack.
remnanted, he's at 200 mana left, and then he has enough mana for 1 jump.
Yeah.
And then he didn't use his soul ring there, but spent like your entire mana pool to close maybe 1,000 distance and do.
Impressive. Now FTL got to go for a smoke of their own. Vulture Gaming are totally out of smoke, so if they're already losing. Unless they somehow clear through the aggressive vision that FDL is putting up, there's going to be no more offensive play. If they are, they're going to be completely.
Like that they did place support. Right. Okay. God, you're dead.
Yeah. But unfortunately, it doesn't give them the information that FDL smoked head top. Get the Beastmaster, now going to take a tier.
Yeah, I mean, I understand the idea between those wards. They were just gonna smoke up and smoke to those wards to fight around the vision that they had in
Right.
FDL's jungle, but
Dire's top
too
tower
long.
has fallen.
Now Vulture are struggling to trade a tier 1 for a tier 2, and they're the ones who have the Aegis, and yet they're also the ones that are going to be running away from FDL, knowing that they're far behind to really fight. Vulture. Algadon's actually going to go down here. He's going to lose his Aegis unless... Oh, God. That relocate. If he ended up dying there as the Ursa, and then the
definitely died
relocate goes
twice.
back, he would have died twice. That was so close.
It's like FD or Vulture will only sacrifice the Wisp. Hero would.
Say Wisp is like... I know Admiral Bulldog, some comment about this player. Not sure if it was just for the memes or... he
Was it
actually
because
liked.
of the name?
I think it might have been.
It was because of the name.
Yeah, but he said he liked what he liked the plays that he was saying. Could have been just for the meme, but honestly, in this game at least, he does seem to be the one player that is job.
Yeah, I mean, he's trying to salvage this game as much as he. Fortunately, I think it really
Radiant's
comes
bottom
down to the
tower
fact
is under
that
attack.
that level 1 Roshan attempt put Buddy behind too much. Beastmaster skill aura first. Both banner runes.
Yeah. Bad start for everyone. Except for the Storm Spirit who got first blood.
Hey.
They're gonna have Necronomicon soon. Big upgrade in damage. Like, Beastmaster is supposed to be one of the, like, somewhat better heroes against Timbersaw, because he's got lockdown, he's got mana burn, that early on can be really effective against Timbersaw, but again, just like many of the other items of these heroes, it's just going to be a bit too late. TDX jumps all the way to CC&C, but,
And he's gonna opt to go for the Orchid route rather than go for Bloodstone. Usually when you go Orchid, past you've done it and you're pretty far ahead and you can actually get a couple pickoffs with the silence. If you feel like you have a good timing, most storms just so it's a little strange to see him going still committing to the Orchid, but I feel like he probably feels like if he doesn't have it, they're not gonna get it. They're not gonna do it.
yeah, they're just going to lose fights, and the Orchid is very effective. All of these teams, all these heroes. Lion and Phoenix, obviously, any supports are going to be pretty well affected by the Orchid. But even the cores like Timbersaw and
No, I don't think
Faceless
he'll.
Void.
At this point, he won't be able to kill the Timbersaw.
Oh, I don't think he'll be able to kill the Timbersaw, but it's still effective in fights
Yeah,
potentially.
maybe if he
to have it
has
locked down.
maybe one more hero.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, I actually didn't notice what he was doing here, but there's no way he's killing Timbersaw right here. Okay.
All right.
Jump a little bit farther. All right, CC. He's just getting distance at this point. Eventually, that
All right,
relocate's going to wear out, and he's good.
He's just.
Now he turns around. We have a Chronosphere, Sunray on top of both of them. They're going to lose Algadon, who no longer has that Aegis. And now Visco is also going to get caught off. Looks like he had to go for the swap, maybe it's Ursa, but in the end, he is just another body on the pyre. EL's victory.
Have Storm Spirit playing around with the up top. I think either of these heroes can really kill each other.
I was about to say it really is playing, because there's no real danger of harm to either one of these heroes. There's more to CC's benefit than Storm's. CC's just happy to push down the lane.
Terrorblade, Dragonlance play. You have a bunch of illusions, siege power from 700 range away.
All the way down at the bottom of the stairs, changing the landscape of the fight where you actually have to go into the clutch point rather than vice versa.
So demoralizing to stat. Terrorblades are buildings. 250.
Oh god, they don't even have the Orchid yet. So he can't even like go for the Phoenix in the back and try and get a hero kill that allows them to win a team fight perhaps. As is, even if they try and engage, that's still going to be the Supernova that kind of guarantees win the fight for them. Don't have a jump. Now they're going to jump in, try and grab Bisa. They're going to try and pop him, actually controlling MJW and killing him. Instead, Mesa managed to get off his ultimate. They're going to get a lot of damage on the Vulture here. There's the Supernova, but they're going to be able to turn around and pop it. That being said, Bisa gets the opportunity to just right-click down the Ursa. Happy with the one kill, now trying to escape, but it looks like DDX is going to be able to run him down, and Vulture in a very successful hold against FDL. Granted, they lost their melee racks before.
Yo, you
range
take
racks.
that.
Definitely take that, because they had already lost their range racks before that fight even started. So
yeah,
the fact that
I mean, they saved the barracks. They
Uh-huh.
got for almost every single hero on FDL. They actually managed to kill Bisa. He used his Sunder early, ran out of mana, wasn't able to do anything, and then it's just you really see the burst of the Ursa coming in through there.
Yeah.
Just take the void immediately. MJW isn't able to get off a Chronosphere. It's a great roar by the Beastmaster, great priority selection by Vulture.
I mean, I was a little bit questionable of it just because Chronosphere wasn't. It was still 20 seconds, and I was like, well, why didn't they just focus down Bisa? It kind of worked out just because they didn't put enough damage on Bisa that his Thunder wasn't actually that effective.
Void still offers a lot through Vlad's, and
Yeah.
then Storm. It feels bad jumping in when a Void is up, possibly get contemplated.
Right.
Looking for me.
Well,
But,
they're looking not
of life.
great,
Signs of life.
but there is definitely a sign. A small little glimmer of hope where Vol Gaming have managed to get themselves some gold to work with, some progression in items. Now they have a jumping item on the Ursa. Rather important, they have the controlling item on DDX with that Orchid. So they actually have opportunities to get even better initiation than last time. And they may just find it on DDX, or excuse me, on Bisa at top lane. DX waiting in the wings.
It was a bit of a mistake out of FDL, but this time they do have the Chrono. More
Oh,
important.
they see him. They've caught Bisa. They're going to be able to lock him down with the Orchid, and that is a free kill on the carry. That being said, Face's Void is going to be able to come in, manage to get the Chronosphere. TDX runs into it. They do manage to pop the Wisp. Now the question of time lock, he gets that too, so that's going to be 2 kills. They do manage to keep the Storm Spirit alive, but 1 for 2 for the main carry of FDL. That's not
and
even
a
that
Chrono
bad.
used.
And a Chrono used. That is not bad whatsoever from Vulture, especially since even so, Vulture are pushing out the bottom lane pretty aggressively too. They're getting some free space for him. Fortunately, they are so obsessed with this Roshan that they're wasting a bit of time searching for it because it's a very, very late one.
You know what I love about these qualifiers is that don't have the pedigree as others, is that even if you look at Vulture and Drinking Boys, they are going to get better as the qualifiers go on. You're seeing that.
I think we've already seen Drinking Boys definitely get better over time.
Yeah, in the beginning, Vulture's games were not pretty at all, and they're putting up a decent fight here.
Another great pickoff. Bisa just making some very aggressive movements around the map that are getting him caught out by Vulture every single time.
Yeah. That said, I do think this is still a very tough game for Vulture if FDL can just group up
and stop having Bisa get solo picked off. Yeah.
But
it's like he's forgotten what playing around Storm Spirit is like.
Yeah, but Vulture will use this opportunity to try and kill Roshan, but it's started again.
Yeah, it doesn't matter though. No Chronosphere this time around.
Dire's middle tower.
Okay, we could even see a Bloodstone quite soon for DDX potentially at this rate. Oh my god, he's actually got the soul booster. I thought that was maybe point booster coming in. I didn't click on the courier. That is a complete soul booster. So he probably will have Bloodstone before the next attempt high ground by FDL, which is probably in 5 minutes time after the Aegis runs out. Or maybe if they get a really good pick. Toon God, gonna be able to burst him down rather easily. Looks like the Wisp is unable to save him on time with the relocate. Al-Qadan pushing himself forward here is going to go for the Phoenix right away, forcing out that Icarus dive. Now the long jump in from DDX, who controls up Sand King first, but unfortunately they get caught by the Chronosphere. Supernova is going to successfully explode. Sand King gets the 3-man stud, and it all turns so wrong for Vulture. Just as they thought they had a hold on this game, FDL, they shut it down, and now our Wisp and Ursa are going to be 2 looking at a couple trying to escape but that's just not going to happen. Algodon is going to be caught in, and our Wisp no longer has that relocate. He's even going to be caught as well. Gets the Yule Scepter, holding him in place long enough for the rest of the team to follow through, and that is going to be a second lane of Rax. As Vulture, they were spending their gold, so they actually do not have the buybacks to be able to defend.
Yeah, I mean, the great equalizer going through the Chronosphere, if while Vulture did look good in those last pickoffs, those last fights, if FDL puts together all their spells, it's with the gold lead they have, it's super hard for them.
And now Vulture are just left with that one lane of Rax. Nothing really stopping FDL from going to high ground again, except for just their cooldown. So wait for Chronosphere, Supernova, and Metamorphosis. And
I think they don't want to overextend again. Respect your opponents. You know, they've punished you a couple times already. Play good Dota.
Dota indeed. Jesus, Stanking has a lens and a blink dagger. I haven't actually taken a look at too much of FDL's items outside of the DC.
Yeah, that's really the problem for Vulture. Even if they jump in, so much of their lockdown and teamfight control is single target focus. And there's so many ways for FDL to counter. Like, you have to be able to burst down a void in one go, burst down a few, and Lion kit with Blink Dagger Aether Lens always just blink back in and counter.
Yeah, it'll completely halt the single target burst that Vulture are looking for between Chronosphere
and then the
Ursa.
moment a Chronosphere gets put out with follow-up, Vulture is pretty much lost.
Just like this, Algodon, he tries to go for CC, now going to be controlled up and actually just loses his life as the blink in for the Timbersaw. Now they're going to be able to get the Faceless Void Chrono as well. Might save Franz's life. Now he's going to die to the Orchid, but still, it doesn't matter. That's definitely going to win the fight for them. They clean up the Wisp, make sure there's no escape on these heroes with the relocate. They're going to leave the cores for last. DDX, probably the one to be able to escape here, as he does have enough mana, it seems, to make the long jump away, but it doesn't matter. The GG call will come first. Vulture Gaming will end up losing this game at 26 minutes to FDL.
Unfortunate for Vulture, FDL continues their progression to this group, looking good after they beat Complexity. But we spend a lot of time bagging on Vulture and Drinking Boy, but they looked a lot better here. I hope they learn a lesson in these qualifiers and realize, hey, if you stay together, you can together opportunity for grow and play.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, guys, we are going to be taking a break. Very short break, though, because they're just trying to push the games forward as fast as possible. Our next game is going to be Drinking Boys. Talked a little bit about them already on this cast. They're going to be facing up against the second qualifier team of Void Boys. That'll be Charlie and myself. Hope you guys will stick around and enjoy.